Hey everybody, this is Christopher West, owner and CEO of the Cloud Bank. Today we're going to be going over selling principles and sales management tactics. Alright, the overview for today is we're going to be going over the presentation of the store, customer contact skills, building customer loyalty, sales skills, the 9 common customer objections, ethics of selling, training and motivating sales staff, and compensation for our workers. Presentation is how the Cloud Bank will be perceived by our customers. It encompasses everything from the atmosphere of the store to how our products are presented to our customers, and also the cleanliness of our store. Presentation is really important when dealing with new customers. Customer contact skills. First off, when dealing with a customer, especially one that has never met you, they're going to decide how they feel about you in 4 minutes or less. It's not a whole lot of time, guys. This means you have always got to come off as appealing. Always introduce yourself and greet the customer politely. Good morning, sir. How are we doing today? It's never a bad idea to shake their hand. Handshakes build trust and are a good icebreaker. But always remember when you shake their hand to gauge how hard they're squeezing it and match that. And of course, always remember to smile. Establishing a relationship with your customers. Your goal as a salesperson is to sell as many products as you can, of course. But to do that, you want to establish a relationship with your customers. Advantages of establishing a relationship with your customers are customers who you have established a relationship with are easier to sell to. They already trust you. You can bring in a lot more customers because the customers who you've established a relationship with are more likely to tell their friends to come see you when they need something. If you establish a good relationship with a customer, that means most of the time they're happy and satisfied, which brings return business. How to develop a relationship with a customer. Always look to help your customers in some form or fashion. Whether it's saving them time or money or some type of hassle, I promise they'll appreciate it. Be a problem solver. If your customer is telling you about a problem they've had with their mod or tank, help them out. See if you can fix it for them, and if you can't, find someone who can. Skills you need to know in sales. Understand the customer's wants. This is all about identifying the experience the customer is looking for. Your customer has a set of expectations whenever they walk into the store, and your job is to exceed those expectations. You can't exceed their expectations if you don't know what your customer wants. Sell in a customer responsive manner. Provide your customer with what they want when they want it. If your customer wants to try out a mod in the store, then by all means let them. If they want to take apart the build deck to see how it's designed, then let them. Use psychology to engage the customer. The idea here is to look as non-threatening as possible. Watch your body language and always try to appear open and ready to help. A good tip to remember is try to make sure that the customer knows that you won't take up a whole lot of their time. Establish trust with your customer. This goes back to what we said about shaking hands and building relationships. If a customer trusts you, they are more likely to spend their money with you. Communicate succinctly. Succinctly basically means concisely. So whenever you're talking to a customer, get to the point. They don't have all day to sit there and listen to you. Act on what the customer is saying. You need to listen to the customer and do something about what they're talking about. Whether it's a problem or they need something ordered, be their ace in the hole. Demonstrate subject matter expertise. Since you're going to be working in a vape shop, there are going to be all types of people that come in there that know nothing about vaping. But at the same time, you're going to have people that come in there and might as well be experts on vaping. Learn the products so you can teach anyone as much as they'd like to know. Stay socially active with your customers. Everyone is on social media these days. Establish relationships and keep in touch with your customers through social media. Keep them in the loop whenever we're having a sale or a new product comes in. Personalize your interactions. Don't just be a sales robot. Add your own personal touches to sales. Use a variety of marketing skills. Do a little bit of research about different marketing techniques to engage your customers. Tie daily activities to quota achievement. Your quota is not just going to magically appear one day. Throw activities into your daily routine that will help you reach those quotas. And maximize your time. I probably should have put efficiently and effectively in there, but you have to maximize your time. There's always something you could be doing, whether it's researching a new mod that came in or setting up for your next sale. Focus on your goals. 9 common customer objections when making a sale. General sales resistance is usually at the start of the sale. Neutralize your customer by saying something like, "Excuse me, may I ask you a question?" And then move on with your pre-selected open-ended questions to figure out what your customer's needs and wants might be. Unspoken objections are when a customer won't voice why they don't want to buy. To counter this, let the customer talk more, ask open-ended questions, and listen carefully. Show-off objection is when a customer will try to show how much they know about a product. Take the low road by showing how impressed you are, reinforce them, flatter them, and maybe even stroke their ego a little bit. Impulse and excuses objections are pretty common, but they aren't all that serious. Say something like, "Well, sir, most people in your situation felt the same way when I first approached them, but now they're some of our best customers, often recommending us to friends and family." Now, malicious objections is when a customer is already unhappy and angry. You have to realize that you are not the target. Remain calm, confident, positive, and polite, and ask more questions to regain control of the situation. Subjective or personal objections, however, are aimed more towards you as a person. This might be a sign that you're talking too much about yourself and need to change your focus back to the customer. Ask questions about the customer and their experience and listen closely to their answers. Now, the best type of objection a salesperson can get would be the request for information objection. This usually means that a customer is interested but needs more information on the product. Give them the information clearly and concisely, and always stay open for more questions. Factual objections are directed more at your products and what they will do for the customer. They often want to know how something works and what kind of proof we have that it does work. Usually, factual objections come up when a customer is ready to buy but needs a little more reassurance. The most common objection is the last-ditch objection. This usually happens after you've given your little presentation, and the customer knows that they will benefit, but they still aren't ready to buy for some reason. Just make sure you listen with respect and ensure the customer that it is an excellent product at a great price. Ethics, according to Google, are moral principles that govern a person's behavior or the conducting of an activity. Personal Code of Ethics Guidelines. Personal selling must be viewed as an exchange of value. Relationships with customers come first. Tasks come second. Be honest with yourself and others, and always think long term. Bad ethical decisions can damage your reputation. But what is unethical? Man, I cannot stress this enough. Don't share any confidential information with anybody other than your manager. Don't accept bribes for preferential treatment. This could be anything from money to baked goods. Don't be rude to the customer. Just simply say something like, "I really do appreciate it, but due to our policy, I just can't accept that." And don't put down other businesses. You never know. Your customer could be the owner of that business you just put down, and you offended them by saying they suck. Always ask yourself these questions before making a decision. Is it legal? Is it within the cloud bank shares, beliefs, and policies? Is it right, fair, and appropriate? How am I going to feel about myself? Coaching is one of the most, if not the most important techniques managers should do every day. Pre-call strategizing is coaching prior to selected calls to make sure that the salesperson has a good reason for having the upcoming call, a desired outcome, a game plan or strategy, and the appropriate questions/dialogue to achieve the desired outcome. This basically means getting with your sales staff before a sale and making sure they're prepared. Don't just ask them something like, "Hey man, you ready?" Make sure they know what they're going to say and how they're going to handle objections. Now, post-call debriefing is coaching after selected calls to discover the true outcome of the call, why the salesperson got that outcome, and what they could have done differently or more effectively. This is probably the most overlooked step in coaching. Don't just say, "Hey buddy, how'd it go?" Ask them what happened in detail. What could you have done better? How could you have been more effective? When should we coach and about what? Sales managers should be coaching their staff every day. It shouldn't take a lot of time, maybe 10 to 15 minutes with every salesperson. Or if you only have 2 or 3, you can do it as a group. And be sure to follow the hierarchy. Facts first, strategy second, role play third, lesson learned fourth, action plan last. Training and motivating sales staff is a never-ending job for all you managers. You should be taking time out of your day to train your sales staff on things you see that they could do better, especially if it's a newer salesperson. Make sure to make small, achievable goals for the sales staff every day and keep track of their wins and compliment them on the good job they've done. At least monthly, there should be some type of recognition award for an employee who has gone truly above and beyond. Compensation is everybody's favorite part, always is, but it's pretty cut and dry. Sales staff will receive a general salary plus commission on whatever they sell. The managers, on the other hand, will earn a general salary and also performance bonuses for how their team performs. Thank you all for all your time. Keep up the great work, and as always, keep vaping.